Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Jack has noticed that if he does not watch the game with his red bandana backwards and with only one eye, there's no way that the New York Yankees will win. Diane, on the other hand, has noticed that if she doesn't drink her sleepy time tea at exactly 9:05 p.m., and if she's not in bed by 10 p.m., there's no way that she's going to sleep. There's often outcome that we cannot control, but that doesn't keep us from trying. Sometimes this type of magical thinking is harmless, but in other circumstances, it can be detrimental. It can keep you from sleeping better. It is so nice that you're tuning back in. I really, really, really appreciate that. And if you are new to the channel, then, I am so happy that you found it, and I hope you'll find something helpful here. So today's episode is really inspired by, in lack of a better word, by these thought processes and these questions that I encounter so often in clinic on a really almost on a daily basis. And they, what I want to talk to you about today is something called magical thinking. That's when you do things in hope of affecting something that cannot be affected, cannot be changed, And, classical thing is like, when you're a kid and you're like, if that leaf falls, that means this person likes me, something like that. It's a little bit of magical thinking there. But I think more helpful is to think about it as this, let's say you have a family member who's rooting for the sports team and has figured out that there's certain things that they can do to support that team. And let's think about how that starts. So it probably starts by coincidence. It's probably that somebody who likes, in the analogy I used before, like the New York Yankees, watches two games and realizes that the New York Yankees has won both these consecutive games, and that they also happen to have a red bandana on. And somehow that makes this person believe that there's a connection there. It was because of the red bandana that the New York Yankees won. And so this person starts wearing that red bandana every time the Yankees play. And sooner or later, the Yankees are going to lose, right? And then, one way of thinking about that loss would be to say, okay, the red bandana is not the thing. Like, it doesn't really help. But it's hard to give up that sense of control, that hope, that belief, and that expectation sometimes that you can alter an outcome. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to give up on that red bandana, this person that let's call him Joe, like I did before. Joe is like, I realized it wasn't, I was wearing the red bandana, but I put it on too soon because I remember the other time I put it on just before the game. So now Joe starts putting it on right before the game, and now that doesn't work. Then he thinks, you know what? It's not that. I figure out actually that last time I was wearing it, I was actually looking with my left eye. We had a problem with my right eye. And so the whole thing kind of like evolves into this big ritual. And in the context of like supporting your favorite sports team, it's pretty much harmless. It's funny even. It's like Joe's family members are probably like, oh, you forgot your bandana. That's why the Yankees lost. There's nothing more than that to it for the most part. Now, let's switch over to sleep, okay? Sleep, similar, but I think it may start off as more of a sleep effort. It may be that somebody decides that, I'm going to try to take some valerian root extract tonight, hoping that I'll sleep better. And then let's say that, you happen to sleep better that night. It's in fact has nothing to do with the valerian root extract. It has more to do with maybe you went to bed later, maybe you had a more sleep drive, something like that. But you start thinking that the valerian root extract is helping you, and then, at some point it fails. And then again, instead of thinking, it's not that the valerian root extract is not working, it is because I took it too early or too late, or it is working, but it's not strong enough. I need something in addition to that. So then you may say, hey, I also need a white noise machine. And then you have that, and then it feels like that helped. But then later on, nothing, you sleep poorly again. And then you're like, okay, the valerian root extract is helping, the noise machine is helping, but I need something in addition to that, and then the whole thing just escalates. And in this scenario, when it comes to sleep, it's not just kind of a funny thing. It is a serious issue, because the more things you use, quote unquote, use with this kind of magical thinking that you can control your sleep in these ways, the more ingrained your belief that you cannot sleep without all these things, you cannot sleep by yourself, the more ingrained that belief becomes, and the harder it becomes to just starting to come around it, starting to believe that I can sleep by myself, which is natural. All this is supernatural. Just as somebody is so badly wants the Yankees to win, they want to try to affect that, just with the same token, you badly want to sleep. That's natural. Of course you want to do that. So of course you're looking for some way to control that. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't watched that much, the question becomes, okay, let's say you believe me and you say, okay, it's not the valerian root extract, it's not really going to help. It's not going to be melatonin, not going to be supplement. It's not like my surroundings so much. What is really going to help me? Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. That is your best bet, CBTI. And really this whole channel is about that. So if you start, at episode 1, that's a good one. Episode 14, 21, episode 5 are all good. There's a core CBTI things, but really the whole channel is about that. But really, if there's anything, here's a little tip. If there's anything that you are doing that you are not 100% sure that it helps you, meaning like if you do it, you sleep. If you don't do it, you don't sleep. And it's consistently like that, whatever that is, well, that seems to be helping you, right? You're 100% sure. Then keep doing that, of course. Anything else, if you're not sure that's really helping, then you're better off just not doing it. And just a quick last thing here, on the same note, something that I see so much in clinic is the following. Somebody tells me, they're taking a medication, and asking like, is it helpful? And they're like, sometimes, I take trazodone and sometimes it helps right away. Sometimes it takes like 3 hours. And then I actually had a patient the other day. I was like, so what do you make of that? Why do you think it sometimes works right away and sometimes it doesn't? And then I think she told me something like, I think it's my metabolism is like higher some days or something like that. It is just sometimes so hard to realize that your medication has nothing to do with whether you're going to sleep or not. It's all about your sleep drive, your natural, need to sleep that regulates that. So I've been thinking about this for a while. I hope I articulated this well enough so that you'll understand. If not, post a comment. And as always here, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, anything at all, I'm always so thankful for questions. So do email me, daniel@insomniainsight.co. And hope you'll be back here really soon. Till then, take it easy.